coming up, coffee's pouring strong. Talking Tigers all morning long. Saints exceed headlines on the screen. Breaking it down with a little caffeine. Grab your mug, come on in, let's wake this day and let it begin. It's morning scone, everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple, gold, black and gold, stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with morning scone. It's morning scone, everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple, gold, black and gold, stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with morning scone. Where the coffee's hot, the takes are hotter.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness, restored motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Code MAT15, 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 15% off your order. And FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Okay, good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. Tigers practiced on Tuesday night. I was there, our customary 15, 18 minutes or so. I do have a Locked On LSU episode live if you want to check out my notes from practice. I did get to go watch the offensive line a good bit. It looked like they were working combo blocks. Eric Wolford with the left side of the line, James Craig with the right side of the line. So you can kind of disseminate who's where. Aluba and Weston Davis were with the ones on the right side. Your backup right guard was Darren Stray. Your backup right tackle was Devin Harper. On the left side, your backup left guard was Jaquan Sprinkle. Your backup left tackle was Sean Tompkins. And then Ryan Moret and William Satterwhite with backup centers, which is interesting, though, because I would actually kind of lean to Moret maybe being the two, although we didn't get to see them run full ones and twos. So when they were doing combo blocks, like Braylon Moore was working with Bo Bordelon on the left side. Well, when they went right side, it was Ryan Moret working with Aluba. And then Satterwhite was the backup on the left side working with Jaquan Sprinkle. So it kind of tells me maybe Moret, the freshman from Miami, might have the upper hand there, being the number 2 center, which was interesting. Couple of other notes. Some of the stuff, I do have a section in there in the Locked On episode, things that we did not see, just talking to folks after practice. Like Winnie Watkins was not there for the portion we saw. I was told afterwards he was there for the team portion in a gold no contact jersey. No word on what his limitation may be. So, I mean, some other things that seem pretty obvious. You know, you're seeing wide receivers emerge. I mean, it's Jace Brown, it's Trey Wilson, and Jackson Harris. I mean, those are your 3 primary. And, of course, Trey'Dez Green, who's not a tight end. He's a receiver, you know. So those are the ones I think, we're really keeping an eye on as far as being a force in this offense. And interestingly enough, another conversation I had after practice last night with someone within the program, and I talk a lot about this on the Locked On episode, but that fourth linebacker, the first three are set: Weeks, Daugherty, and Devon Keys. The fourth seems like Zach Weeks has really made a move and is probably the fourth linebacker right now. And then if you look at the fourth corner, after, of course, Pickett, Woodland, and then Jakeem Jackson, the fourth corner looks like right now it's Michael Turner, who's emerged into that spot. So a lot of good competition going on. We continue to follow it at camp as long as we have availability. Even the availability we don't get, I do my best to call around and ask around and get you as much info as I can. So questions, comments, concerns, fire away. Saints practice yesterday. They're back on the practice field again today. They'll begin joint practices with Jacksonville on Thursday. So thanks for hanging out with us here as always. You know the drill. Fire away. Questions, comments, whatever you got. Let's get right to it. Trey Fisher. Good morning, Fish. Great to see you, man. Thanks for being there. Bubba Smith. Tiger Diver. Yo, Thomas. What up, man? Mojo. Good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. What up, everybody? Cody, good morning. I'm going to get you an answer today, Cody. I'm going to get you, please, holding pattern. I'm going to get you an answer today. Tommy, buenos dias. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. You too. Gracias. Billy Weeks, I am feeling better. Thank you, man. Actually, last night was probably the best night's sleep I've gotten so far, where I just didn't have the discomfort of all those gas pains in my shoulder and everything from the laparoscopic procedure. Little slowed, just the abdominal pain of being cut, like that's starting to kind of kick in a little bit. So, but I'm not taking pain meds. I popped a few Advil, but that's it. And feeling good, man. On the mend, up and at 'em and ready to roll. So thanks for being here with us. Tiger Poppy, Team Drew, thank you, man. Adam, good morning. Craig, Shane, RSP, good morning. Brian, good morning from Evanston, Wyoming. Any word on the new basketball arena? Brian, I appreciate you continuing to ask, man. Sincerely, I do. And I did have a conversation about the arena with one of the particulars involved, heavily involved in that process. And there is a strong belief that it will come up for a vote at the next board meeting. So hang on. If you give me 2 seconds, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the meeting schedule. The next meeting is September the 3rd. Oh, that's board professional development. September 4th is the full meeting. Forgive me. So September the 4th, that's the day before LSU plays Clemson. That's the next full board meeting. So if something changes between now and then, I'll tell you. But the latest information that I got, really pressing people close to that, was September the 4th. Could see that come up for a vote at the board meeting, which would be a big step. Hey, Shelby, thanks, man. It is. I appreciate you. 63 degrees. Love that. Devin, do you think the college football playoff rule for Notre Dame is fair? I understand the conference commissioners voted on it and said yes. So you think Greg Sankey is regretting that decision now, considering what it could cause? No, of course it's not fair. It's fundamentally absurd, but that's college football. This is the thing I rail about on college football all the time. When people talk about the best, greatest regular season, no, it's not. It is an inequitable regular season. You'll say my mic isn't connected? Oh, man, good looking out. Thank you. I don't know. That should be there now. I don't know why the mic wasn't connected, but good looking out. Thank you, Drewski. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's the problem. When Notre Dame doesn't play the same schedule as LSU, as Ohio State, as Southern Cal, as Texas Tech, as Miami, as whoever, like, how can you judge everyone accordingly if nobody plays an equitable schedule? That's always been my problem. So no, it's ridiculous. But Notre Dame's a big brand, and if you can have them in the playoff, it means more money, and that's a fundamental truth. You're going to get more viewership and higher ratings and more ad spend and all the stuff. So they want Notre Dame involved. That's why they continue to kowtow to them. Fabian, dynamic avatar there. I mean, Lawrence from Office Space, chef's kiss. Hey, Scott, good morning. We are doing well, thank you. Hey, Dale, what are the odds Damien Shanklin's on the team this season? So, Dale, I would be guessing, okay, because I don't know the answer to the question. And obviously, Lane Kiffin got asked about Shanklin the other day. He said he's not currently practicing. My point with Shanklin is it doesn't make a lick of sense for him not to play because we're in the new 5-for-5 era. So he has 4 years of eligibility left regardless. He doesn't get to transfer and get this year back. So I could understand in a different era where it would make sense where you could say, okay, well, I'm going to sit out and preserve my year of eligibility and then transfer. That would make sense. It doesn't make sense anymore because of the new 5-for-5 rule. So he's not preserving this year. You have 5 years to play 5. Last year was his first. He has 4 more, no matter what. So you might as well play. And he plays a position where LSU lacks real depth. So, again, I don't know what's going on there. Lane didn't elaborate, but if it was an injury or if it was something, a personal situation, maybe he would have said that. I'll keep digging to see what else I can find, but it just really doesn't make a lot of sense from just a competitive and eligibility standpoint for him not to play this year. Hey, Falcon, good morning. Thanks for being there. Drewski, hey, Matt, good morning. Been a minute since I watched it live. Headed to Austin a few weeks to surprise my dad for his 80th birthday. Then come October, headed on vacation to a Mustang car show in North Carolina. That's awesome, man. We got some good stuff on the docket to look forward to, man. Early happy birthday to your dad. Hope it's a great celebration, man. SPC, good morning. Ennis Freedom is a hero. WNBA MVP, real warrior for the cause. That's just so ridiculous, man. I saw Ennis Cantor, former NBA player, is trying to declare for the WNBA draft. Whatever. The absurdity of what that league has stood for deserves the absurdity of Ennis Cantor trying to enter their draft. Hey, Jacob, good morning. After watching your Locked On this morning, what does that mean Weston Davis is a lock? Does that mean Weston Davis is a lock for starting right tackle? I hope he improved a lot compared to last year. No, I do not think that's the case, Jacob, at all. You got to keep in mind also, man, we are watching 15 minutes of drills, individual drills. So we're not watching team periods. So when they go 11 on 11 and the first offense, second offense runs out there, who's rotating in? I don't know. Something I don't mind sharing with you is that, and Weston Davis was full go for what we saw, but I was told he does have a little bit like of an ankle injury. So, and look, he participated fully in everything yesterday. So clearly he's not that limited, but Devin Harper was running with the backup at right tackle. So when they went team period, maybe Harper ran. I don't know. Is they sort of just holding Davis a little bit? So the weird thing about Weston Davis, y'all, you look at him and it's just tantalizing because you look at the body and you're like, man, I mean, they have him listed at 6'6", 315. And you can just look at him and he's just built a kind of way. He doesn't have the big belly. He's tall and long and agile. I mean, if you wanted an offensive tackle plucked from central casting, that's how it looks. And he's got all that athleticism. He's just got to refine it. So hopefully, James Craig and Eric Wolford can do that with him. Hopefully they can coach him up and refine him to the point where he can be a really good player and develop into the physical ability that he's got. Hey, Michael, good morning. Dabo, 24 days till the big matchup. Hope you guys are ready. Adam, good morning. Hey, Trivia, good morning. Gregory, good morning. Dustin Balello, you got it, man. Thanks for being there. Hey, Mark, good morning. Ricky, glad to hear you're feeling better. Have a great day. Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate it, man. Cody, cool story. I have the original LSU hat you've been showing in your ads. My father-in-law is a retired MHP. Used to transport Les Miles when LSU would come to Oxford. Very interesting. MHP, I would assume that's Mississippi Highway Patrol. So this is the hat he's talking about. So this hat is made by the company The Game. And it's, the logo, The Game. So it's got, I love that it has the Eye of the Tiger logo on the back. So The Game is sponsoring Locked On. And they have a 40th anniversary sale where you can get 40% off your entire order go order as many hats as you want. It's 40% off the entire order. And I believe the code is locked on, LOCKEDON, if you're interested. So it's you know what? Let me see if I can grab this for you, if I can grab the link. It's The Game Hats. The Game Hats. The Game Caps. And if you use the code here, I'll post it here. It's thegamecaps.com. And if you use the code locked on, you get 40% off your entire order. Which is, that's a pretty amazing deal. So anyway. Cody, I was in the squad car one year taking Coach Miles back to the Tupelo airport. He gave it to me signed. The hat still has the cardboard in it. Never wore it. Love that. That's awesome. Hungry fans, good morning. Couldn't sleep, so I'm up before the Cali sun checking in. Is it appropriate for the media to ask for a little more access? We all love getting anything we can. Was just wondering. It's definitely appropriate. I don't know that Lane is going to grant it. Sometimes the way things like that work is maybe you're afforded off the record access. For example, like maybe some people might have been invited to their practices during the summer that were the sort of walkthrough on-field instruction. But hopefully we can get more. Hey, David, good morning. But I doubt it. Like as we get deeper into camp and closer to the season, the less likely they are to let us see anything. Go Tigers. Small player interviews. Seems like we have a bunch of good young men. It's one of the things that Lane talked about is, recruiting, who is recruiting like the person as well, because you want high character guys that are going to, what does he say, that are going to stay, right? In the face of adversity. How would he say? Because it typically doesn't go well immediately for guys right away at the start of their career. So, especially as freshmen. So, are you going to tough it out and persevere and stay through it and learn and grow and develop? Or are you going to go look for the next check? So, I think they've been very intentional with how they recruit and how they identify players within the program. Think about it. Just look at the receiver room, right? They had 9 receivers. All 9 of those guys aren't going to play. And none of those were like super top tier guys, but he wanted guys that fit what they do in the mold and the culture and all that sort of stuff. So, okay, hang on one second.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built from your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Okay. Parish Construction and Roofing. Remember, if you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. I'll actually be with the Bocock guys today. We're going to have dinner at Supper Club. And hopefully tomorrow I'll get to unveil the new Bocock LSU cigar box. Very much looking forward to the grand reveal. And as always, FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake Championship Health Partner of LSU Athletics. Guys, I want to open this if you give me a moment. So, my godchild, Ivy, who sometimes they watch, they live in Austin. So it's my best friend, Ski, his daughter, his middle, Ivy is my godchild. And so when she heard Paran was not feeling well, she sent me a little get well gift. So I'd like to open it and hopefully she's watching. If not, maybe she'll see this later. So we'll go ahead and open the box. Look at the beautiful star on there. Beautifully wrapped. Aww. Got me a little stuffy. Look at that. Beautiful. I love the color red, too. When I was a kid, that was my favorite color. And a little note in here. Sweet baby. Hang on. Oh, let's see. Oh, there's the envelope. Oh my God. She is absolutely. So this is the appendix. She is absolutely her father's daughter. 99 problems, but an appendix ain't one. That is too stinking cute. Ivy, if you're watching, thank you so much. I love you so much. That is so kind and so sweet. And I have to imagine that this is an appendix. I have to imagine this is an appendix. That is so sweet. Awesome. I love it. Made my day. Beautiful, sweet girl. Beautiful soul. Beautiful inside and out. Love her to pieces. Corey, good morning. Who are the other linebackers competing for the 4th spot with Zach Weeks? Tylen Singleton is really the other one. Charles Ross is in there as well. Singleton kind of had the seniority coming in the same year as Keys, but it feels like, according to people within the program, that Zach Weeks is really pushed into kind of taking that 4th linebacker spot. Hey, club, good morning. Leslie Gamoggan, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Another story is Les Miles left his phone in the car, boarded the plane back to BR the same day. It was getting blown up, had to mail it back to BR. That does not surprise me at all. Hey, Robbie, good morning. Thought Drew Brees was honored by the Saints when they played the Broncos 2 years ago. Heard they will honor him at a home game. They should retire 9. I'm confused about this. Yeah, so me too. So when the Broncos came here a few years ago, that's when they put him in the Saints Hall of Fame. And I believe it was a class of 1, if I remember. They inducted him solo that year. That was 2 years ago, the Thursday night game when Sean Payton came back with Denver. So, yes, that was the Saints Hall of Fame. The Saints announced yesterday they're inducting Drew in the Ring of Honor this year in the game at home against the Vikings. I'm sure most college coaches' phones are blown up all day. Y'all, my phone is blown up all day. I can't imagine being a college coach. Like, if I turned on my notifications on my phone and just set it here, this desk would vibrate. You would think it was an earthquake. It's insane. Now, part of that is because I've had the same phone number my entire life. Since 2001, when I first got a cell phone, I've had the same number. And that can be problematic at times. Hey, Devin, what up, man? Good morning. Thomas, I watched Reese Davis's interview at Chambliss. Shame he couldn't come with Lane. Seems like a good guy. Yeah, I saw some part of it. It looked pretty good. The thing about Chambliss, that the whole thing that I will never let just be forgotten as far as revisionist history is the fact that Chambliss, 3 days before they played a home playoff game against Tulane, was asked point blank if he would enter the portal. And he said, I got to keep all my options open. He was non-committal about returning to Ole Miss because he was coming to LSU. And then they beat Tulane, and then they beat Georgia. If they had lost to Georgia and the portal opened the next day, Chambliss would have been in the portal. Kewan Lacey would have been in the portal. The kicker, Eccles, the defensive lineman, they all would have been at LSU. But they beat Georgia. And congrats to them. It was a hell of a game and a great moment in the history of that program. And then they went on to the national semifinal, and they had another month with their coaching staff, and throughout all of December or throughout January, and LSU couldn't wait, and they had to move on, and so a lot of things happened that forced their hand. But that's one of those where you talk about the butterfly effect. If Georgia, which had a double-digit second-half lead against Ole Miss, if Georgia had held on and won that game, how different those programs are today. Because I believe Chambliss and Lacey and Eccles and the kicker and all those guys are at LSU right now. And Ole Miss would have gotten gutted. And but they beat Georgia. And it changed that whole narrative, certainly for a year. Go Tigers. Let's see. Notre Dame should play at least Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State, but they don't play any. They're not in the Big Ten. Sharon, good morning. Is there any player who has surprised you so far in fall practice? Have you made your prediction yet for the Clemson game? I've not made a prediction, a score prediction, anything like that. I'll do that, I'm sure, the week of the game. Surprised so far in fall. We just don't get to see enough to tell you that. I'm watching individual drills. So, like, what catches my eyes are guys who look like they physically have developed. Like I mentioned, Jaden Breaker, who they've now moved to edge rusher. He looks really good. I think you see a freshman out there like Isaiah Washington, who was not here as an early enrollee for the first time. Like, he looks like they have him listed at 6'1". He looks like he's 6'3". He's massive. Like, that dude looks really impressive at safety. But as far as people that you're anticipating are going to be starters or contributors, it's just so hard to tell because the little we get to see is basically, all right, who's there, who's not there, who's in a gold no contact jersey. You chart Sam Levitt's throws. You see if you can who's running with ones and twos, if they show you any 11-on-11 work. I mean, that's all you really get to see. So, Adam, you play everyone that is on your schedule. Get out there and play your hardest. That's true, but not everyone plays the same schedule. That's the problem. Like, if LSU played Tulane's schedule last year, LSU would have been a college football playoff team. Q, what up, man? Good morning. Hey, Mike, good morning. Tigers baseball. Good morning, Matt. Starting a brand new job today in New City. Wish me luck. Good luck, man. All the best. I'm sure it's going to go great to new beginnings. Phil, good morning from Toronto. Okay, man. Michael Cook, good morning. Side note, what's the best way to get in touch with Hunt? Does he have an email or just try to DM? Yeah, it should be like hunt.palmer@guaranteemedia.com. Guaranty, hunt.palmer@guaranteemedia.com. I don't know that Hunt has. Do we have? I need to see if we have. Trying to see if we have email addresses listed. Like there's Hunt. Let's see here. Yeah, Hunt's got he's got an email tab. So if you go to louisianasports.net and click on the shows page, you'll see Hunt Palmer, and at the bottom of his bio, there's a little tab to email him. E-Dog, good to go. Hey, Ted, good morning. Well, sorry, I missed this one. Last year, 2 teams scored more than 25 against us, and I think our defense is still able to do that this year. If you don't see us losing many games, Kiffin's offense. What's your thought? I think that's the hope. I mean, I think you retain your entire defensive staff. You add some really talented players, Daughtery, Benefield, Uman Mielen, Ross, right? You add some really talented players to a defense that was already really good and stable, a top 30 defense. That's the hope. And so, but your offense last year couldn't run the ball. By and large, you were impotent when Nuss was limited. So if you have a better offense complementing that really good defense, yeah, I mean, that's the thought is you should be a really good team this year. Good morning, Matt. Karma is not with Easton. What does that mean? Cameron, good morning, Matt. Would love to hear you and Josh Pate debate college football playoff expansion on AFR. You could not have more opposite opinions. Yeah, and I think the world of Josh. He and I last summer, a year ago at SEC Media Days, got to spend some extensive time talking. Saw him at Barrett Sports Media this year, just saw him in Tampa, and I think the world of Josh. I mean, he is a guy who is a quintessential example of a dude who put his head down, grinded for 6 years with nobody noticing, and won because he just kept putting out good content, and it's a meritocracy. And what he's built is incredible. And I'm super pumped for him. And I know that it's not just Josh, it's everybody. Like, I am on an island as far as the thought process of the postseason in college football and college football playoff expansion. I think there's too many people that are scared of what the change looks like, but it's not going to devalue the regular season. It's going to make this is not a hard thing to understand. It's going to get more games more meaningful because at this point, let's say hypothetically, not hypothetically, what was LSU playing for after they lost to Vanderbilt? Nothing. You lost to Ole Miss. You lost to Vandy. Then you lose to A&M. You're at 3 losses. Midway through October, your season is over. You're playing out the string for the final month. You have nothing to play for. And you're going to say, well, win the games. Okay, well, and that team last year was not a championship caliber team. But what if you improve? 2001 LSU. 2001 LSU by the end of the season, nobody wanted to play that team. They beat the number 2 team in the country in the SEC championship game, Tennessee. They were a 3-loss team. They lost on the road at Tennessee, they lost at home to Florida, and they lost a brutal game at home against Ole Miss. And you can say, well, a team that loses 3 games doesn't deserve to be in a playoff. So what you're saying to me is that you have to be your best early in the season. Because if you're not your best early in the season and you stub your toe like LSU did against Tennessee, then you have no shot of competing for a championship. That's what you're saying. Or what you're saying is then don't ever schedule a tough game so you can manufacture a very nice looking record against a bad schedule. Like, that's not good for college football. I would rather see meaningful games in November. And you know what that means? Maybe that's a team fighting for a bye. Maybe it's a team fighting for a home game. Maybe it's a team fighting to get in. But more teams are going to be playing more meaningful games later in the season. And you'll say, well, not every team can win the national championship. Okay. How many 32 teams make the high school state playoffs in each classification? And even before the stupid select, non-select thing, because that's ridiculous. And 100 teams make it now. But the point is, even before, like whenever you had a true joint playoff with 32 teams, 32 teams couldn't make it. So what? We should just not have a playoff with team 32 shouldn't get in. We should have like an 8-team playoff because of what you think. Like, come on, man. Like, have a true playoff. Prove it. It ain't a hard concept. Hey, Brian, David, Robbie, good morning. I don't know about Romo. Kelly, go Tigers. They have the same hat at Red Six Sports if you want it now. Or you can support our sponsor and save 40% at thegamecaps.com. Promo code locked on. Matt had the purple version of the LSU hat, wore it 96 season, but he got me a guest season ticket in law school. Love it. Went to every home game. Still have nightmares with Sean Alexander. What a devastating game that was, man. 96, Sean Alexander, College Game Day was here, and just to get absolutely dumb trucked. Shutout was just brutal. Anyway. Okay, I got to go, y'all. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. All of our great sponsors are linked in the description on YouTube, tagged on Facebook. Y'all have an awesome day. Locked on LSU is live. Please go check it out. It's our practice report from last night's practice, plus the intel I got after practice, and a little bit from my conversation with Eric McLean, former Clemson team captain, who's now with the ACC Network. Please check that out. And AFR 3, we'll see you. Have an awesome day. Peace.